Alright. Oh my god. Highlight. Yeah, you were here first before my moderation bot even joined. That's crazy. Alright. I need to remove Marcelo from the Crane game. Place him with Friedrich. Alright. Hi, Shin. How old is Enya? Everyone's been so into, like, trading card games recently. Maybe I should have, like, an SMP trading card game. I think that'd be kind of fun. Everyone could draw a card for their character. We could assign rarities. Make full art versions. It'd be fun. Ah! Hi, Balius. Hi, Frog. What if I use my fancy microphone today? Do you guys want to hear what that sounds like? Let me pull out my fancy microphone. See what you think. Ugh. Glacier, if you're watching this, record your lines already. I wanted to have the thing up for this Lore Tuesday. I'll have to wait till next Lore Tuesday. There's one more Eclipse-related thing. And you guys will see it. Alright, you guys ready to hear the fancy microphone? Chat is duplicating. That's weird. Alright. Let's see if this even works. Can you guys hear me? Okay, apparently you can. Should I use my fancy microphone, this one, or should I go back to the other one? Thoughts? Fun thing with this is I can stand up and move around. You like the fancy one? Sorry for burping in the microphone. Alright. Sorry. Fancy's more clear? Alright, we'll do fancy. This is the one I use for doing voice acting stuff. And for singing, mostly. Which I need to do more of. I have a couple songs that I just need to finish, and then I'm putting out my next album. My, like, actual folk style album. I need to just get it out there, because the problem is I've gotten kind of just stuck on, like, oh man, I need to finish the rest, But there's some, like, I'm going to fill up the space, because there are, like, 11 songs. And I want to have, like, 14. So, one on each end that's, like, instrumental, I think is good, and I could have maybe a middle one that's instrumental. I don't know. I need to get it out there, so I can, like, stop with the writer's block. Okay, let's get started. And this microphone I have to hold. You're gonna see me holding a microphone like I'm doing stand-up comedy. Ba-dum-ts. Do I have it? Ba-dum-ts? Hold on. I don't. I need to put more sounds on my soundboard. Tell us a joke? Okay, actually don't know any jokes. I'm sorry. I feel. Hold on. I need like a. I need a hoodie. I'm a layers person. Sorry, I'm a layers person. Without a hoodie, I feel kind of weird. Now I feel much better now. Okay. If we have like a violence moment, I can stand up with my microphone this time. What did the lizard say to the wall? I don't know, but the lizard told me it would explode. What is the last thing that goes through a bug's mind before it dies hitting a windshield? It's butt. My bangs are doing terrible things today, by the way. I don't know what's wrong with them. Okay. We're gonna get started here. Croy's speech for Okel's funeral. Keepers of Solace land. Wait, are we gonna hear this in the frog video? Should I maybe wait until then? Because I don't want to, like, spoil anything. Read? Okay. Gods. I can hear her turning in her grave now. Disgusted, she would be. All of us know Okel well, whether it is through being a part of her faction, through working with her, speaking to her, fighting her, or even just hearing of her actions through the grapevine. And all of us have our opinions, our feelings about the person she was. But as a person who came to Solace for some form of home, for refuge away from her planet, she deserves a grave, and deserves a respectful send-off, despite likely distaste. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Okel Skullcath was a strong woman, hard-headed, a leader that fit the title she was given on Harmonia, a leader that she proved to be on Solace. She stood her ground against odds greater than her. Some may claim it was just pride and selfishness that led to that. How I see it, she was trying to prove she was stronger than she appeared, to whom I feel as if some of us know. As for why, that is something I swore to her secrecy, and I shall take it with me until I myself lay in a grave. In Frostfire she gardened. She was very good at it, passionate, in fact. In the early mornings I would see her leaving the house where she was staying, a hoe in hand, breaking the ice that had grown on the water around her crops. She had the porch lined with small plant pots, flowers of her choosing growing tall and proud under her care. Her favorite was these yellow flowers. Bird's foot trefoils were what they were called. They were small. Some may think childish compared to the hardened woman she came off as. That front lightened up as she spoke to me about them. Speaking of which, she wore those flowers in her hair. She tied up in a bun and tucked them along the bobbin. She would say that she did that because she liked the color, and how it would not agitate her horns like other flora would do. It suited her, especially when she was not wearing her uniform all the time. She looked comfortable. She acted it, too. Hi, Cece. I'm trying on my fancy mic today. She never had alcohol before, never went to a tavern or a bar on Solace, and there were not any on Harmonia. We went out to a fire pit, and she had her first drink. She took a sip of vodka and immediately spat it out, saying how vile it was. Left us cackling with laughter. We had to have her drink watered down until there was more water than vodka in it, in the end, and she still got flat-faced drunk after 2 pints. She was such an expressive drunk, confidence higher than the stars themselves despite us not understanding half of the demands she made. She would eventually grow tired, and I had to carry her back to where she stayed while she drooled through my shoulder. I cared for Okel. I realized I had begun to love her too late, as another child ripped from my arms that barely had the chance to reach for her. In a way that I cannot describe. In a way that makes me wish I spoke more, did more. Maybe this outcome would have been avoided if I was there earlier to fight with her, not to carry her home. Carrying a feeling of heaviness and familiar grief like chains. Hi, Cece. Instead of wielding pride and lasting adrenaline like trophies on our shoulders. Yeah, you came in at the worst time. I'm so sorry. General Ogle Skullcath, leader of the House of Ocular Enlightenment, ruler of New Harmonia, the one and only Arcosite Warden of Solace, the blind executioner. She will be remembered as she becomes one with Solace's earths and life. And to me she will be missed, as the daughter I did not get to hold long enough. Oh man. The two funerals had held the same weekend of Marcello, who died, you know, to Mira, he was the father that she didn't have long enough. And Okel to Croy, being the daughter that he did not get to hold long enough. It's perfect. Rest peacefully wherever you have gone now, wherever Vey has taken you, and I hope maybe one day we can meet again. One a saint, one a sinner. Oh, Marcello was no saint. Marcello was no saint, let me tell you. You guys, I don't know actually if Virgil's going to, because through Friedrich, you're going to learn a little bit more about, like, his backstory and stuff, but I don't think she's going to share any of the bad stuff, so... Hi, Mika. Alright, from Light. After the funeral, mourning minor disturbing immigri, and minor panic attack. Light draped a blanket over Kron's body. She had been closed off the entire day, quieter than usual. If anyone had noticed how her hands shook the entire funeral, they didn't mention it at all. She had told Frog to avoid SUNC for a couple days to let Waters recover from the entire ordeal earlier that day. How long has it been since she's had any sleep? She knew she hadn't slept much for a 5-day straight work week. She didn't sleep for the days leading up to Marcello's funeral, certainly not last night after everything that happened. Light placed a hand on the table, trying to ground herself. It was hard. It had always been hard to not fall into a spiral of her own thoughts in this hall. She looked towards the stage. The dragon's vision flashed, and she saw that day. The electric chair, the switches, Balios. Light felt the sting of bile building up in her throat. She forced herself to choke it back down. Suddenly, something grabbed the bottom of her chest. The dragon looked down and bit down a scream. It was fake. She knew it was fake. But the image of Balios coming from the ground, clinging to her dress, felt so real. You could have done something, the image of her brother said. You had the opening. You had a clear shot. Why didn't you do anything? I'm sorry, Light whispered as her ears lowered. More hands joined Balios's to grip her dress. More faces she knew, some she didn't know. Her people she's fought, all yelling, all crying out in pain, blaming her for not doing something to prevent their deaths. It was her fault. It was... Her own face appeared among the masses. Light gasped as her eyes widened. You are not me. Light ran outside into the garden before the event hall. She found a corner and vomited what little was in her stomach. Her tears fell down her pale face. The dragon slid down the wall, her tail curled around her body, her wings tucked closer to her. She buried her face into her knees and quietly sobbed. A soft noise made Light's ears twitch. She slowly looked up and noticed that Croy found her. He has most likely come to look for her after she'd ran out. He walked over to her and crouched down a few feet away from her. The ghost observed her as if gauging what to do before eventually speaking. You've been off all day, hun, Croy said. He tilted his head and rested it sideways atop his knees. He watched Light for another moment, his expression showing that he was worried but calm. Do you wish to talk about it, or would you like a distraction for a while? Light looked away. She didn't speak for a long time. She tried to wipe away her tears, but they kept coming. She buried her face into her knees again as her ears drooped. Am I the real Light? She asked, her voice far smaller than ever. The one from before the winter ball. Am I her? Am I still the same person? Everyone seems to think that I'm fake. I can sense it. Croy's expression turned to a small frown. The ghost scooted a little closer to the dragon. His movements were slow. He seemed puzzled by the question. Where is this coming from now, Croy asked as he had adjusted his position. His arms came to cross atop his knees while his gaze remained focused on his daughter, flicking over her curled-up form, as if trying to find the answer before Light could speak it. Has this been bothering you for a while? Or did someone say something? I've been thinking about this since I was revived. Light emitted softly after a moment of hesitation. It has been a thought that has been echoing in my mind for months. The disbelief I have been sensing from everyone who knew I had died and saw me after the fact has been fueling the thought, to the point that I'm not even sure if all of this is real anymore. A fresh wave of tears fell down the dragon's face as a broken sob escaped them. What if this is all a dream? What if I'm still in the void? Is this all some cruel joke to hurt me? Her claws dug into her arms, drawing golden blood to run down her arms and drip onto the grass below. Croy's hands reached out to take Light's own, not pulling him away. Oh, I didn't hear that. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that noise? You heard it? Okay. Why am I not hearing it? Huh. Odd. Aha. That's why. Yes. Let me... Oh, yeah, let me send you the mod pack. Hold on. Sorry, I have to open up CurseForge. I'm working on the mod pack for the What If server, and it's just... It's having issues. Give me a second. I'll let Virgil look at it first. Config. Yeah, I'll send you the crash reports too. Okay. I'm gonna just DM this to you. Okay. Thank you. My next step for it was to start taking out mods that had to do with structures, see if that helped. If not, I was just gonna do the half and half thing. Hit the mod pack with a hammer. Yeah, I might. Thankfully, it's not as bad as it usually is. I was actually able to, like, load in the game and, like, get up to 100% with loading into a world, but there's some sort of entity tick error. So something in one of the, like, structures has some entity that is just not... It's, like, breaking, so I don't know. Yeah, Frog, don't pressure yourself. I'm still gonna be doing Lore Tuesday posts through... Because today's Lore Tuesday, there's the 31st. The 4th is the end of the season, and then the 7th I'm also doing a Lore Tuesday thing. So if you have a video, I'll give you express permission to post in there after it closes, if you know, need more time. Yeah, please take care of yourself. Okay, we are going to continue. Not pulling them away, not moving quickly, just holding firmly. He had moved to be crouched before her rather than beside her, his head ducked low to be at level height. His deer ears were drooped, implying his concern if it wasn't clear enough on his expression. He was debating on what to say, his head turning to the side as if in thought. Revival is not something easy to process, for any within the part, he began, his head turning down to face the ground, a brief glance to the golden blood that had dribbled from the fresh wounds in the dragon's skin, watching it twist around Light's fingertips and phase through his own hands. It can make people who grieved the revived feel as if their sadness was a waste of time, their work to try to heal, broken with a mere familiar face not in a photo or memory. And for those revived, it may be considered worse. Their soul pulled from their body, tasting an afterlife or embracing nothing, sense gone, just a numbness, and then they are dragged back to a mortal realm to feel everything. their systems rebooting and groaning like rusty cogs. His face turned back to Light, his thumbs brushing over her knuckles. A small sigh escaped quietly through his nose. His voice softened even further to a murmur. His face leaned closer as if to try to see his daughter's face, but not forcing her to allow it. But I assure you that this is real. If this were a limbo, a place built with eternal sleep, you would not feel the grass beneath you. You would not hear the crickets chirping. You would not have seen faces clear and full of features, nor would you have tasted Kron's first attempts at cupcakes under my teachings. A small laugh escaped from the ghost, a fond wrinkle forming beneath his voided eyes. A small twitch indicated that he was checking on the creature through one of the windows of the event hall, still asleep and snoring softly into a table. He let out a quiet sigh as his gaze lingered on his son for a moment longer, before very carefully shuffling closer. One of his hands moved to rest very gently against Light's chest, just over where her heart and lungs lay. You would also not feel your breaths as they made your chest rise and fall, and you would not feel your heart, worn yet full, beating alongside it. Light was quiet for a moment longer before she slowly lifted her head. She looked exhausted. There were heavy eye bags beneath her eyes. Her eyes were swollen from crying, and her hands trembled ever so slightly. There was a sense of disbelief in her gaze, as if she couldn't bring herself to believe her papa's words. She heard Magos's muttered comments about her being a fake, a shapeshift. She'd seen the fear that had flashed in people's gazes. She had sensed everyone's disbelief of her actually being back from the dead. Every comment, every look, everything she had sensed and felt had made the dragon want to crawl back into the hole she had climbed out of. Would things have changed if she hadn't come back? Would it have been better if she had stayed dead? Papa, I can't believe those words, as much as I want to, Light said softly as tears started to fall again. Children of death aren't granted the luxury of going to any afterlife. Corey's expression softened into a slightly more saddened one. He moved his hand away from where it had rested on her chest, a reluctant pull away from the warmth of the woman he saw as a daughter. He adjusted his crouch to eventually shrink down to sit upon his knees, lightly grunting. That makes two of us, then, in a way, he murmured, rolling his shoulders before turning his head up to face the sky, tracing the constellations with his gaze. I do not think anyone would want you to be gone again, Light. I know I would not. I know Kron would not either, nor Waters, Belios. We are not afraid of you. We are relieved you are back with us, and want you to stay. Corey's hand reached forward once more and combed through the hair on the crown of Light's head, carefully working through any knots his fingers came across, being sure not to tug. I speak as a dead man who had feared the fact I still lingered on the planet's surface. I thought I was done, but I was gifted a kid I was afraid of holding in case I broke them like I believed I broke the ones before. But if I had not, Kron may have been found by someone else, someone possibly cruel. I would not have met the people I hold close now. The things I had done could have turned the road of fate to a different direction, good or bad. We will never truly know. His hand trailed down to cup the side of Light's face, encouraging her to look at him, his thumb brushing away the wet trails of tears from her skin. The dragon leaned against her papa's head, her tail twitched slightly. She let out a chirp as the wings affixed to her head drooped. And if you had stayed gone, Kron could have been found by Morana again. The situation with Waters and this wave seeker could have been worse. All of these maybes and what ifs. What if? Like the what if SMP server? Oh. What we need to focus on at the moment is the here and now. You are here with me, and I am not giving up on you. There was a brief flicker of relief in Light's eyes, but it had faded quickly at the mention of the wave seeker. Her body instinctively tensed up. She casted a look around as if the mere mention of the goddess's name would make her appear, although she knew it was a silly thought. You're right about the wave seeker bit. Things would have been bad, to say the least, she murmured. The dragon leaned back against the wall and closed her eyes. It happened again, Papa. what had happened to Waters and I when I had spoken to the Wave Seeker. Only it wasn't me who was her victim this time. It was Comet, Cam, Zinnia, and Mira. She'd made Waters stab Cam and Mira. Gods, if I hadn't gone to check up on Dad, Mira would have died. It was that bad. Croy's jaw clenched slightly as he listened, processing the information carefully. He instinctively glanced back through the window to Kron. They were still asleep, having only moved slightly to turn their head to its other side atop their arms. I assume they all know what she is, maybe? That may be why she had gone after them. That or their indirect involvement with Waters. He sounded as if he were more speaking to himself than to Light, thinking aloud but refraining from saying the Wave Seeker's name to avoid discomfort or some sort of accidental summoning. It was as if he had read Light's mind. His hand stilled in Light's hair, the other coming to rest on the side of his neck. Does Kron know anything? Light shrugged. I don't know, the dragon admitted. I want to say no, but there's a possibility that they have seen something. She sighed as her wings folded over her face. She rested her chin on her knees as she watched the flowers of the garden sway in the soft wind of the night. As for the possibilities of what happened, well, from what I know, this entity has to be acknowledged in order to pull someone into her domain. It's what happened to me, and it is what happened to them as a group. Our bodies are still in reality while our minds are pulled into her domain. She can kill us in her domain, but she needs to command Waters to kill us in reality to make it permanent. The dragon raised her hand to her throat, as if she still felt the seawater in her throat and lungs. Lung? Wait, does Light only have one lung? As if she still felt her dad's hands wrapped around her windpipe. They had acknowledged her. They had fought her. Honestly, there wasn't much of a plan for if things had gone wrong. That was something I chewed them all out about while I mended their injuries. All the cool kids only have one lung? Yelena only has one lung. Well, I mean, she has a cybernetic one, but she only has one real one. Lungs? Okay, that makes sense. I was just curious. The ghost let out a small, amused breath at the last bit, having not expected much else from the dragon when anyone did that without proper formation of a plan. But again, this thing appears to possess godlike abilities. It isn't easy to plan against something that powerful. They always have some sort of trick up their sleeve. At least they are all safe, and maybe they can decide on a plan next time if it is needed. Even with his attempt to lighten the moment with some hope, even just a little, Croy's mind couldn't help but to linger on Kron being involved with this, with or without knowledge of this character, with just being associated with Waters. Does that put them in danger? The possibility is there. He shook his head. That would be something he'd think over later. Right now, he needed to focus on Light. As I said before when we spoke about this will be all right. Your father is living up to my hopes of being smart and calling that group to help. I am sure he will continue doing that. A hint of awkwardness entered his body as he turned his head back to Light. A bit of a hesitant laugh left him, as if he just realized something. And, maybe it would be best if you do not mention that I know about this stuff now. He is most likely trying to be particular on who knows and how much. I am technically a stranger to him still. The dragon nodded slightly. She took a deep breath and forced herself to her feet. She stumbled slightly, but managed to catch herself. I should get home, Light said softly. She offered her papa a small half-smile. Thank you for listening to me, Papa. She glanced toward the vomit in the corner. She used her magic to pick up a bit of dirt and cover the mess she had made. Good night, Papa. You and Kron have a safe journey back to Frostfire. Light didn't wait for a response. She turned and walked away, heading home back to SUNC. Poor Light. Everyone's crashing out. Yippee! Oh, we have a transcript. How fun. Trust your friends, trust your family, listen to them. Focus on that. Stop being a fucking idiot. As if you need a fucking reminder.
I'm fine.
You're not fine. Do you remember anything about what happened a couple days ago?
I saw the security footage. I know what I did.
But you did? That was the Wave Seeker, Dad. How can you think it's safe to go back out there when you don't know what she can do to you next.
I know that it wasn't me. I know something else was controlling me. I get that at this point. What I don't get is how it could be the Wave Seeker, the deceased monster.
You said it yourself. On the security footage, to the others, to me.
I know. It was a lapse in my judgment. You believed so strongly that it's her night. I lost myself long enough to believe it too.
Dad!
But not anymore. Comics theory that she's Lorana. I can't just believe that. Lorana is a myth. To want to kill her is a harsh way to teach them what happens when you don't share.
Comet told all of us that she basically confirmed she was Neverana. In there. That she's...
All of the primordials are myths. If anyone actually believes that the central sector, a massive cluster of galaxies, was created by 4 elemental-based beings with supposed incredible cosmic power, they're fucking idiots.
Solus was made by Freya. You know this. How could this be any different?
A planet isn't a galaxy light. The amount of energy and matter it takes to condense anything in space to create a planet is already a massive enough quantity. Anything beyond that, it's purely ridiculous. If beings not existed as a reality, how would Sophia have actual encounters with them? How would there be only one book listed by names?
Could they not exist on another plane of reality?
That doesn't sound any less insane to me.
Dad, some things are just beyond explanation.
Assuming the primordials are real, why would a being of that power attach itself to me? How would it need me to do its dirty work? How would it get to me? How would it know about me?
The Wave Seeker.
Disappeared like Great Anomaly. Try again.
You are being unreasonable. This isn't like you. Why is this so hard for you to believe? Solus is filled with strange stories, stranger people. Why would it only be an issue with this? You're being directly impacted by this. Wouldn't any explanation, even the strangest of all, be better than actually believing you've gone insane? It hurts me to see you like this. It hurts me to see you push away any solution that can actually get you closer to help. I want you to be free of her. I want you to know that you can talk about this. You can fight this. If you can't believe it yourself, can't you believe the people who have also experienced this? I saw her. I was in her realm. She tried to kill me. That was real to me. Did I go insane?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Memorial in my head. That's not something that would have an immediate solution either. Medical and mental condition, that's curable, manageable with the right treatment. How could any of us encourage to stop a powerful force we don't even know where to find?
I don't know. We'll find her. We'll figure out a way. You're not beyond saving. You know that. right?
We can't facilitate now what she was planning. The drill sites, there were devices I put in them, vapor converters and tanks. We can stop the process at least, or get that victory.
We?
Yeah. I'm not doing this alone anymore.
Yay! Water's asking for help for once! Good for him. But also, I thought the Wave Seeker was defeated. Or was that just like a... It was like a... You know, it was like a mind game thing she was playing. It was like like that... Yeah, okay. That, yeah. I thought Comet beat her ass. Okay. Interesting. Voice acting here was so good. Water's being like, takes the amount of energy and matter it takes to condense anything in space to create a planet is already massive enough. Anything beyond that. Yeah. A planet isn't a galaxy. Fun fact, Freya, well, okay. She would have to eat another galaxy, but she could make a galaxy. Omen, maybe Omen might have eaten a galaxy. I have no idea. It kind of depends. He's been around for a long time. And he's the kind of guy, you know, he's the kind of Lumaran that probably wouldn't care. Before he got his idea for, well, actually no. No, I don't think he's eating a galaxy. Cause that would be like ridiculous. I don't think that would be possible. It would take a while. It's possible, but like I don't think Omen has eaten an entire galaxy. I think that would be like that'd be a little too much. This is just thought. This is not canon. The fight did ward Waveseeker off for a bit. I see. There are billions of galaxies. Yeah, but I feel like in order for they'd have to eat it like a sandwich. You know, you don't eat a sandwich in one bite. You have to eat like little pieces of it. Be practically instantaneous. Yeah. I'm also thinking I don't think Omen should eat a galaxy because I feel like there's no way that any of us like Freya could defeat him. Yeah. I mean, like, he could. The thing is about Omen is, like, he just doesn't want to just, like, kill people. He has, like, a whole plan. So, that's why, you know, he could eat a galaxy, but he just doesn't because he's like, well, I want to turn everyone into clones because I'm a freak. Okay, moving on. The moon. I was very inspired by, how Myth does things with the, like, audio and writing. So, I tried a little bit of that out myself. I hope you two know that I appreciate you coming with me. It means a lot.
It's difficult to go through these things alone. The best thing you can do is have someone by your side.
It still doesn't feel real. I keep going to his cabin in the evening, forgetting that he's not there. And when I open the door, it's just so empty and quiet.
It's hard. Realizing that they're not there anymore. That you'll never see them again. It doesn't feel real at first. And then it hurts more every time you remember.
When does it stop hurting?
It lessens after some time. But you'll never be the same.
Ladice, I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there in the way that you needed with Tarushno. I understand a little bit better now.
It's fine.
I knew when I started dating him that I would never be able to have him forever. It was inevitable, but I thought maybe I would have, I don't know, decades? Years? Not months.
Being immortal is hard. Because eventually, the people you know and love will one day pass on. And no one really knows when. But the thing is, they're never really dead. Because as long as people like you and like me exist, they will always live on in our memories and through our actions. There's no better love than that.
But I don't want just the memory of him. I want him. There's so much we never got to do together, and I just want him back.
I know, dear. I wish I could change what happened for you.
It's all my fault. I could have done more. I should have done more.
Don't think about that right now. Nothing can be done. But we're here. Together.
You know, there's lots of things that I have done. My actions have harmed people. People that I cared about. My king, for example. And for so long, I beat myself up about it. How I failed him. How he would hate what I've done, who I've become. But then I realized he wouldn't want me to think about it. It took so long, but I realized that I can't change the past, but I can change the future. And I think he'd be proud of me for that. And I think that Marcelo would think that too. Please, don't think that way, Freya.
Marcelo never blamed me for anything that happened. He just supported me unconditionally. People wrote so many terrible, hateful letters when things happened, and he'd just throw those letters into the fireplace. Who's gonna throw them into the fireplace now?
We will. Until you can on your own. These people who have come to Solace are sad, angry, and afraid. They look for someone to look up to and get angry when they have flaws. You never asked to be a leader. They shouldn't expect you to be perfect.
You sound just like Marcelo did. Thank you.
Wow, it's beautiful.
I'm
That's
sure it
sweet.
is.
Oh, here, give me a second. There, I made a version you can touch. I hope that helps.
That's so nice. Thank you.
Well, here goes nothing.
That was horrifying.
Now I'm scared. What happened?
You don't want to know. Oh, the horror.
I haven't absorbed something of that size in a long, long time.
Is that all? Are you ready?
Yeah, I think so.
So, what are you gonna make the moon look like?
Ooh, I like the moon Callisto from the Sol system. It's one of Jupiter's, I think.
I have a plan already. After the funeral, I sat around Earth for a while, in orbit with its moon. That's what gave me this idea in the first place, actually. I was thinking about how Marcelo saw that moon every night growing up, and I thought it would be fitting to make it look like his moon. And every time I look up at it, it's almost like we are looking at the same thing.
That's really sweet. I bet he'd appreciate it.
Ready to head back? Okay. I've finished planning. I'm gonna make it now.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Thanks. Oh, and Comet, I'll make you a smaller version so you can see it too. And I know I keep saying this, but thank you, both of you, for being here with me. I couldn't do this without your support.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting us.
I'm glad I could be here with you.
What the fuck?
If you only knew.
Hold out your hands, Comet.
Why?
For the moon, dummy.
Oh, thanks.
Holy.
What? Is she unhinging her jaw and throwing up the moon? I'm kind of in the dark here.
No.
All right. Oh, fuck!
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
It is far too late for that.
Suddenly I know how Marcello felt that first time. I don't know how he did it.
I still remember the look on his face. Priceless. I wish you could see this too.
Oh,
Well, what do you think?
it's beautiful.
It's amazing.
Do you think he'd like it?
He would.
I love you guys. I realized so many errors in the writing part of it. The instant oh. And here's the full drawing. Why hello, Stream Deck? Why are you not? What happened to the window? Yeah, window capture. Hold on, I gotta open up Stream Deck. I think I had an update. Oh yeah, there it is. Mooncello is here. There is a moon around Solace now. Yeah, set up wizard. I accept the terms. Install. Hi, Feather. Come on. It's because I want to have the buttons that let me do the different things. I have to restart OBS? I can't do that. Okay. Don't close OBS. Don't close OBS. Don't close OBS, please.